Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to get up to $100,000 in a business line of credit for your DBA LLC, well, I have a few financial institutions for you. Now, here's the thing about it. I keep telling you guys that the banks are going to start tightening up. And so for a lot of small business owners, if you don't get your credit score up, they're going to start cutting your business lines of credit. Okay, they're going to start chopping heads. Now, for those of you that have at least a 690, 680, 690 higher credit score, and you maintain that credit score and you can maintain your minimum payments and stuff, those type of lines will not be cut. But it's certain industries that's going to be affected by it. And so that's the reason I'm telling you guys to make sure that you keep your credit up, as well as make sure you make your payments on time. Okay, this is very important. And in terms of the different industries right now, they're really going to be targeting industries, and I would tell you some of the bad NAICS codes that you really should look out for, especially if you're trying to get a business line of credit for your LLC. The first one is real estate. Real estate right now is a no-no. Now, I know some of you guys may be using property management, right? Now, here's the thing about it with property management. It depends on how they're actually looking at it. So instead of property management, you may want to tell them, hey, the janitorial cleaning, or you may do something like building maintenance or something like that instead of property management, okay? Just so that you're able to qualify for funding, all right? Now, another bad NAICS code that you want to stay away from if you're trying to get business lines of credit for your business is MLM, multi-level marketing. Even the SBA don't want to touch them, all right? So I'm telling you guys, if you're in an MLM or you're trying to raise capital and stuff for your business, do not tell them you're in an MLM. It's going to hurt you, okay? Now, another one, top one pick right now is going on is stock trading. Do not tell them that you're into stock trading, whether you're into day trading. If you're going to use the money for that, you do not want to tell them that you're in these type of industry, because these are high-risk NAICS codes, okay? So I did make a video of the type of industries that are more safer and stuff like that, and the financial institutions that will work with you. But right now, with a lot of financial institutions, especially the major banks, they're on edge because of that Silicon Valley thing. And now with Russia, China, Brazil, Indonesia, South Africa, a lot of them are starting to distance themselves from the dollar. Instead of letting the dollar be the centralized hub, they're starting to distance themselves and work with their own currencies and stuff like that. And so all of this is starting to affect us as small business owners and stuff trying to raise capital. And so with the banks actually looking at that, now they're trying to strategize, well, who do we actually give money to? All right, so that's the reason I'm telling you this. Now, let's talk about some of these financial institutions. Like I said, with Wells Fargo, business line of credit. Now, here's the key to Wells Fargo. If you're able to go inside Wells Fargo and you have at least a 680, 690 or higher, when you open up your business bank account, I would tell you also open up a personal checking account too, just for the gardening of it. And so they're going to do a pull on your credit anyway, but it's going to be a soft pull because they'll offer you a credit card and they may offer you a business line of credit right then and there. Okay, so one thing about Wells Fargo do report to the Small Business Financial Exchange, and then Dun & Bradstreet siphons that information, and it's also shared with Experian directly by Wells Fargo. It doesn't happen that way, okay? They do not report to Dun & Bradstreet, all right? So that's one of the reasons I keep telling you guys that with some certain businesses, it's not necessary to focus on a paydex score or net 30s and stuff like that. But I would still tell you to prep your file the proper way so that you can get funding. So whether they're going to look at your DUNS file or they're just going to look at your business credit file with Experian and that, you want to be ready, right? So that being said, let's talk about PNC Bank. Now PNC Bank, I made a video on it, and the reason I like PNC Bank because they do a soft pull for a business line of credit as well. Experian FICO 9, okay, and they do share information with the small business financial exchange, okay. So PNC Bank is definitely on that list, all right. Especially, like I said, if you're trying to raise up to $100,000, these are your top tier banks and probably your easiest banks that actually work with you. Now, does your DTI, your debt to income ratio, factor into this? Again, by these being banks, and usually DTI is 50-55%. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. I know with some people, they may apply for a business line of credit with certain lenders and stuff, and they turn them down. Well, the thing about it is because you are not with like one of the major banks. All right. And what I mean by that, the gatekeepers, is that like certain banks you should have a bank account with, whether you're with a community bank or you're with a credit union like Navy Federal, you still need one of the gatekeepers, okay? Because the gatekeepers is the ones that report your transactions to the business credit bureaus. Your community banks and credit unions don't do that. All right, yes, it's easier to get funding through those community banks and credit unions, but when it comes to actually reporting that data so that you can get access to higher lines of credit, business lines of credit, or higher limit credit cards and stuff, those community banks and credit unions don't do that. All right, so that being said, here's something that you definitely want to seriously take into consideration, is also partnering up with a gatekeeper, a major bank like Citibank, because Citibank reports to Experian, Small Business Financial Exchange, which is shared with Dun & Dennis and Equifax, right? Then with now Chase Bank, they report to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Equifax. Now, Capital One is definitely one of the ones that I want you all to pay attention to, because Capital One, you'll be amazed at how many other big companies out here that will give you net 30s, net 60s and stuff, that Capital One is the one that's backing them, okay? So building up that business credit file with Capital One is very important because they report to Experian, Business, Equifax Business, Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is shared with Dun & Bradstreet. Now, one of the easiest and fastest ways to actually build up your business credit and to build up your business bank rating so you can get funding, like I tell you, either do daily deposits or you want to do your weekly, do your weekly deposits, okay? This helps with your business bank rating, okay? So the more deposits you have, now I know some of you may say, well, Houston, how much of the weekly or daily deposits? I would tell you minimum $25 a day to get things going. Just keep on making those deposits. Even if you have to take money from your checking account or from your regular paycheck, and I would tell any of you all, do not quit your job to start a business, okay? Hold on to the job and loan some of the money from your regular paycheck over to the business to get the business started. Now, also the structuring also plays a factor into it. So if you have any question about which is the best business structure to save you more money, to get you access to more funding, then click the link in the description, okay? But that's very important. Now, going back, with some of these banks, they may be geolocation, meaning that you have to be maybe in a certain region of the country where these banks actually serve in order to open up a business bank account. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. You may not be in that area, but you may have a relative or somebody like that that maybe can set you up, or if they can't, if you set you up with an address in that area, and then you open up a business, and then you can open up a business checking account in order for you to get qualified for some of these business credit cards, okay? So this is very important because a lot of people miss out on this. And one other thing that I would definitely tell you to do is, like I said, I'm not a big fan of net 30s and stuff because I think for many of them it comes up to a waste of money. But some of the net 30s that you definitely want to have is NAV. The reason you want NAV is because not only do they help with finding business credit cards and business loans, which you can check out the link in the description, but at the same time it reports to Experian business, Equifax business, Dun & Bradstreet business, okay? And then say that you have a home-based business and you need your utilities and stuff reporting on your business credit file and stuff like that. Then you have Incredible. Incredible reports to Ansonia, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax business, Experian business, and Credit Safe. Okay? Now, here's something else I want to tell you all. Is in terms of when you're trying to look for business information about your business and stuff, two other places that you should look, and that would be LexisNexis to see what they have on your business under new accounts, and then you have SageStream, okay? And so they may also share information, because I know some of you all may have negative items reporting on your DUNS file and stuff like that. Well, where do you think that information comes from? That comes from LexisNexis. So you probably have to end up challenging your LexisNexis or your SageStream, make sure that information is correct, and then deal with Dun & Bradstreet. Because sometimes Dun & Bradstreet, if you have negative information, you say, hey, this isn't accurate, and you don't reach out to the credit card company, Dun & Bradstreet will give you the runaround, and they'll want you to do the pay-to-play situation. But to avoid that, look at your LexisNexis and your SageStream and see what type of business information is on those files, and then correct them with those systems, and then you can go back to Dun & Bradstreet, because then Dun & Bradstreet don't have nothing to reference off of. All right, so that's just a tip that some of you all may have problems with removing negative items off of your credit. If you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.